was Tonight by Hot Chelle Rae, and I'm very stoked, honored, and baffled that this is the first time my homie Nash is right in front of me right now. What's up?
What is up?
How are you?
I'm great. I mean, you pronounced the band name right. That's like a first.
Dude, there's so many, I just blow it completely. So
Oh,
before every interview now, I ask them how to pronounce their band name and album, but there are times I butcher their personal name now.
oh, now I have to go look and do a deep dive.
Oh, yeah, you gotta do a little bit of a deep dive on Fish's mess ups.
All right. See, this is where entertainment comes in.
Exactly. It's all live radio except for when it's pre-recorded on video.
We won't tell about that part.
Exactly. So how are you?
Dude, I'm good. I've just been running crazy trying to, fit normal life and travel. And there's like 5 of my friends' birthdays this week, and then promote the new song coming out
Hell yeah.
and do new songs as far as like writing sessions. So I'm losing my mind.
I could imagine. And Hot Chelle Rae is one, an incredible band.
Thank you.
Two, saw you guys for the first time like 10 plus years ago at Irving Plaza. I was interning for
Yeah.
Live Nation for Bamboozle Festival, and I was flyering outside and snuck into Irving for the show.
I respect this so much. This is some shit that I tried to do when I was like in Nashville, and you have the hometown thing, or you have like an inn or like some knowledge of a venue. You're like, I can do this. I don't have to pay for tickets.
Exactly.
And yeah, I tried to pull that with Wolf Mother. We were like, we got famous in Nashville newspapers for being the band that was the example of why you need to stop the flyering in the city. Like, we weren't having people come to our shows, but we were getting cited in the paper for like, we need to start a fine, a penalty for like posting your band's ads because bands like Hot Chelle Rae and Runner Runner are causing problems.
Man, you
And
guys are the two most like problem bands, honestly. You guys just cause a ruckus everywhere you go.
must be stopped.
Peter is just this terrible, crazy person who does crazy things out there. One of the nicest dudes in the world. Another dude I met like early on while I was on Long Island, just at a local show type thing, and it's like just always held that near and dear.
Yeah, well, at least you got into Irving Plaza because I did not get into Wolf Mother. The dude in the band came out the back door. I was like, "Hey, we couldn't get tickets, but like, can we get in?" He's like, "Have a good night," and shut the door on us.
Jeez.
No.
Ah, hey, you know what? But now we're here in Los Angeles, and the same thing's happening. Except they
Just
don't even let us say something; they just close the door.
yeah, they're like, unless you're some 60-year-old rock and roll legend from the Sunset Strip, then you're not friends with the sound guy. Sorry.
Yeah, show us your Rainbow Room tab right now to know you're real.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
So I wanted to bring that up because Hot Chelle Rae is one of the bands from the early 2010s where I feel like has not gotten the credit you guys actively deserve for the hits you guys put out in the 2010s with this whole resurgence.
I love that. Great. Let's just give us some more credit.
So like Tonight, obviously huge hit, and
Yeah.
everyone was singing that song.
That was so incredible for us, and we learned a lot by releasing that song because we almost blew it, and like we didn't want to put that song out.
Really?
No. And we were we were shoved into it a little bit, and we just like we heard like a demo of it, and we were coming off of making stuff that was just a lot more rock,
Mhm.
and we were taking ourselves very seriously. But in reality, we're not like that as people, so it didn't make sense. And our A&R guy was like, "Oh, I found this song. Like, you guys need to record this." And we're like, "All right, if we rewrite it and like make it our own, cool." And we barely did it, and there was like this lyric battle of it was my girlfriend dumped me publicly on Twitter in the first verse, and I was like, "That shit is whack. This Zach Galifianakis line is whack." I was wrong. Um, and I was like, "We're not saying this dumb shit like because we do cool things, whatever." And the brilliant A&R guy was like, if you want to take one out, fine, but you got to keep one of those in. Like, all right, well, Zach Galifianakis we can keep in. Twitter might go the way of MySpace. Let's take it out. And we like had this like whole blowout during the recording. Barely let it happen. And thank God we just let his wisdom bully us into releasing that song. I mean, it took us from a stupid van where we're hitting black ice into being on a tour bus and like, playing for actual fans and doing shows that we like playing.
That's awesome. And with that being said, too, I feel like it's one of the last songs from a band in this a relative scene of like Hot Chelle Rae, where you had insanely perfectly placed pop culture references that are timeless.
You know what? It is so scary to do that anymore.
Yep.
And you're right. Like saying like, something something like a reference to a celebrity or a pop culture thing, it kind of jumped the shark at one point, and I think that we were one of the last people to do it before people rolled their eyes.
Yeah.
Cuz like I think of it now sometimes and I'm like, "Oh, nah." Even if it's just because they're going to look at me and be like, "Really? Again?" And it's one of those moments in time where like trends happen, they have their bubble and then it pops and it's just like there it was. Did it really well, but don't mess with it again.
Exactly. And I'm surprised Dancing on the Top of the Hollywood sign wasn't used more right after the Rams won, but there's still time for it to
Ooh.
happen.
Ooh, yeah. It's a good idea. All right. Do you want to go get arrested after
I
this?
got this.
See what happens.
They call it A&R. I'll call it A and Guar.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then obviously I like it like that huge song, Beautiful Freaks. All those songs are incredible. And hearing the new stuff, it's like you guys haven't shied away from that at all. You're still the same Hot Chelle Rae, but kind of I don't want to use the word like grown up elements, but
Mhm.
kind of more modern elements to it, and just really showing how talented you guys are as songwriters and producers.
Man, thank you so much, first of all. Yeah, I feel very blessed that we grew up as songwriters and, producing and stuff has helped stay very in touch with what's happening musically and what's happening in culture and production. And, if we make the exact same records with the exact same sounds, it's going to sound old.
Yep.
But Stupid Song that's about to drop is actually, gosh, it was written in like 2014, I think, with Andrew Goldstein and Dan Book, who did I Like It Like That with us. And we were joking and playing each other old songs that didn't make records. And we're like, oh, isn't this one funny? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we said this. And we got to Stupid Song and we're like, I think it might be really good. And so we just, we freshened up the production. Drums kind of get the most dated out of anything. So we like, swapped out some drums, took the year out of the acoustic guitars, recut the vocals, and are so in love with the way it turned out. But you're right, it does have this like nod to that era while being modern.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why.
And also something that's crazy is how amazing of a band Hot Chelle Rae is and how big of a band you guys are. You only have 2 full lengths out,
Yeah.
or 1.5.
Two full lengths and an EP. There was a Japan release as well that never got to America.
Okay.
That has like a song called "Girl Like You," "Higher," "Recklessly," and there's like one more. Maybe "Come Back to California" was on that. Um, and so there's like 2.5 ish albums out there.
Mhm.
We recorded probably 30 more songs that were in the running for album 3, and the label was just not agreeing with us on how to do things, what videos to make, what songs to release. And when you have a record label with certain types of deal things, you can't release those songs even if you re-record them for like 5 years.
Okay.
So once we got done with that deal, we're like, well, shit, like we wrote 100 songs in the last year or two, and we can't use any of them for releasing, even if we re-record them.
Damn.
So we took a break for 5 years. We're like, let's explore other things. Let's, play around with solo projects, producing, writing, and then get back together when we're allowed to make moves freely.
Damn, so that's what happened.
It's a lot of it, yeah.
Damn, that's insane. And I know that in that 5-year period, you guys really established yourselves as your own identity too, as writers and producers, which is incredible to see. And then when you come together, it's like, holy shit. It's like the like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy putting their rigs together.
Dude, it's so refreshing and so fun to write with somebody that you love and love working with, and you just click and it makes everything easy. And Ryan and I got together just to write a song for no reason at all. And it felt so stupid, easy, and good. We're like, oh man, we should probably do this.
Definitely.
And then we went to Japan right after that and like sold out to like noon secret shows in a club. We played 2 songs, I think, each. Like, so it was not a real show. We're like, oh my gosh, like we really need to do this. And so he got out of his country deal, got out of our management contracts and everything, and like started from scratch. maybe 2 years ago.
Damn, and then the
I
world
think.
ended just in time.
Exactly, right? But at least we could like make music in our living room or like my studio.
Exactly. Kind of going back to your roots in a way, which is cool.
Yeah, it's like we're very fortunate that we don't have to go, you know, perform live to make a new album. We can do that in private while the world was shut down. And now we can start pouring it out and letting them have it.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear more music from you guys because you guys, not quietly, but a little, I would say a little underground, have been dropping singles pretty consistently since 2020.
Yeah. We put out our first single back, I Hate LA, in I think the very end of 2019, if not the top of 2020.
Mhm.
And put out a 5-song EP that year. And then we've been like creating like crazy. We put a song out. Gosh, I mean, this time warp that we're in is like throwing me, but um, we put out a song a couple months ago. That's the first single off this upcoming EP.
Hell yeah.
So Stupid Song is going to be the second song, and we're just going to like trickle them out over the next couple months. Wrap it as an EP, tour, play shows on it, and kind of just keep repeating the process of giving people constant music instead of here's 10 songs, let's go leave for a year and come back and give you another 10.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't wait for all of that. And I can't wait to see you guys play live because I think the last time I saw you was the show at Irving Plaza I was talking
Jeez.
about.
Man, you're overdue.
Overdue
But
for
so
a
are
Hot
we.
Chelle Rae show. Exactly. So now with that being said too, just kind of bringing up the past once again, it's like you guys have stayed consistently like just out there with your songs just never slowing down from that era. Like there's been bands like Emblem 3, um, MKTO, all incredible bands, but Hot Chelle Rae seems to have passed the test of time.
Man, I think we're at this lucky moment of nostalgia while people that are being nostalgic are still active listeners into hearing new music.
Mhm.
So tonight being 11 years old, which is
Jesus.
crazy. Literally on Valentine's Day, 11 years old. And so the fact that it's like, oh, like now it's like our old favorite song, but that was because we were 12 and now we're like, cool, 22, 23, we're still consuming new music. Like, what you got? And we're seeing that when we do, TikToks and other posts that are getting people excited and like day by day, like more comments and more follows per post, not just views.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh shit, like people didn't realize we're putting out new music and they're stoked on it and they're spreading it,
Hell
which is
yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome. And
Gets us really
also,
hyped. So
I love that. It gets me really hyped to see every post because I'm texting you every time you post something. I'm like, Nash, you coming on the show? You coming to the studio?
I'm like, yo, let me drive back from Vegas.
yeah,
Dude, I
exactly.
got back so late last night. I'm like 5-hour drive.
Jeez.
Just Red Bulled up.
Oh, God. And to show how loyal you are to this music, and it's no BS to you talking about nostalgia and everything, one of my favorite days of 2021 was with Nash, and it had to do with Nash, one of the best like single day festival lineups I've ever been to, and about 12 margaritas.
Dude, it was such a stacked festival. I've never seen like one area have such a long lineup.
Yeah, and
It was crazy.
I had no time to like go to the bathroom. Like usually I find like a band and a song that I'm like, okay, I won't be mad if I miss this. We're talking about Chain Fest, by the way, with Taking Back Sunday, Jimmy Eat World, Mayday Parade, Envy on the Coast, the Somerset, and a handful of others, which were all so fucking good.
Dude.
And yeah, there was no one I could was like, I would not. I was mad if I missed anything.
No, that was a fun day, and like it's one of those things where you kind of expect it, but you definitely end up seeing all these people from your past that you've been friends with in certain years and like forgot about or fallen out, and you turn around and you're like, oh my gosh, it's you. Oh wait, it's you. Oh, it's you. And it was just like a weird family reunion of friends in a way.
Should have been called It's You Fest.
There you go. It's you fest.
Exactly.
We're gonna make that.
So now with Hot Chelle Rae dropping new music, I can't wait to hear all of it. And the EP that you hinted at, do we have a
Mhm.
potential release time for that?
We don't technically.
Mhm.
So Stupid Song comes out March 4th. And then, 2 more songs. Usually about 5 to 6 weeks is a safe bet each. And, probably sometime midsummer or late summer.
Hell yeah, I can imagine it's going to be a summer hit.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed.
Man, just so many memories listening to the second album during the summer, just going around Jones Beach area, like Long Island, just loving the humidity at the time.
I'm just really disappointed you're not listening to the first album.
Oh man, I'm listening to the first
It
album
sold
too.
Look, we spent $500,000 recording that first album, and it sold 10,000 copies. Come on.
The investment was worth the return.
Oh, they had to be freaking out. Like, they spent so much money on that first album for no reason.
They were the beautiful freaks.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Um,
And, oh, man. Glad we had something work.
I love that. And now, do you guys have any plans for a tour? Any shows coming up?
We, the last time we played was in Atlantic City right before Thanksgiving. We've got a call coming up with a booking agent, and just, now that I think Omicron is chilled out as well, I'm seeing the touring world get a little more relaxed because it's just been like touch and go forever since we had to cancel our last tour. So we don't want to have to cancel another tour. But as soon as we feel confident and safe, we're gonna book something.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll be there. I'll be at the
Oh,
LA date. I'll be at the OC date.
you're
I
gonna have
might
to
push
come
it.
out and intro it.
Oh, dude, I would be honored to intro you guys.
Let's go.
I don't think I've ever introed a band before they played.
Oh, I mean, we gotta make it embarrassing then.
Yeah,
Let's see.
we gotta make it happen.
We'll pick the outfit.
Oh, please, I'll grab my fish costume that I love bringing out
Yes,
anytime I have the opportunity to. That fish costume gets worn.
I support this fully.
Hell yeah. Well, I love that. Nash, thank you so much for coming by. Once again, Stupid Song drops on March 4th. I can't wait for more music from Hot Chelle Rae. And man, it's going to be a good year for you guys. I have a feeling.
Hey, thank you very much. Let's hope so.
No problem. Can't wait to hear more, like I said. And I want to play a newer song by you guys because the new songs are fucking awesome. I
Thank
was
you.
jamming Heart and Mind basically all morning before you got here. I'm like, I'm going to get familiar with all the new songs. And then I just got stuck on that one on repeat after
Hey.
one listen through.
Not mad.
It's a good one. So if it's cool with you, can I play Heart and Mind for everyone?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Here is Heart and Mind by Hot Chelle Rae.